We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it, dollar,
We trying to get paid.
making money,
Make it save and invest. Stacking up checks. Let's go.
Game over, Peter Schiff. That's what I'm going to call this episode. I'm not going to spend too much time going into the allegations because homeboy is sending out cease and desist orders like crazy. I mean, just like cotton candy. You get a cease and desist. You get a cease and desist. He's already tried taking down the video I made of him like 3 times. Thankfully, though, YouTube actually will, defend you if it's a First Amendment issue. I'm going to have a link to the 60 Minutes interview with the explosive, by the way, 60 Minutes interview where I don't know what's wrong with him in the video, but he looks completely blown. I don't know if he took some medication or if he's on something. I mean, I don't know. All I'd like you to do is to watch that 60 Minutes video because it goes into incredible, detail about these allegations against Peter and all this incredible trouble he's gotten himself involved in, man. I mean, he is being accused of being the mastermind behind what people are saying is going to be the world's biggest tax evasion scheme ever. Allegedly. I got to make sure I say that. All right. And this is coming from Australian and Canadian police. According to law enforcement over there, he's also on their, quote, most wanted list, some type of version of that. And again, they used a more appropriate term in the video. But this, to me, folks, is just another example of chickens coming home to roost. Peter Schiff, for years, has been spewing racist, anti-black rhetoric. And now the spirits of Trayvon Martin, of Tamir Rice, Antiana Jefferson, the black woman in Texas who got, shot by police from outside her house on a welfare check. Her parents just wanted to check up on her. Police showed up at the window and just started shooting through the window. All right. Didn't even announce themselves. Their souls have came back to lay justice on you, Peter. You are 100% deserving of what you're dealing with right now. Your time is up. I know you're having trouble sleeping at night. I know you're losing weight. I know your anxiety is acting up like crazy. You did this to yourself. Look at Rush Limbaugh. The man who was just like a week ago crying on the radio like a little bitch. Nah, don't cry now. Have the same audacity, the same pride in your voice when you said 12-year-old boy by the name of Tamir Rice, his death with a toy gun was justified. Don't cry like a little bitch now that you're about to die. Nah. Stand up, be a man, and face your incoming death. Don't be a chicken now. Don't be a pussy now. Peter Schiff, Rush Limbaugh, basically the same guys. All day for years, using their platforms to undermine the politics of advancement in healthcare, in education, in jobs, in housing. Everything was, privatize this, privatize that. And I go on a trip, right? And on my way to Africa, I stop in Europe, right? I stay for 2 days chopping it up with people in Finland. And these motherfuckers got free college. They got free doctors, free daycare. Their homes are like 95% financed by the government. And I'm not just talking about poor people. This is everybody. Everybody gets nice shit in these European countries. Do you know how much higher the market, guys, would be if Americans didn't have to deal with the stress and the financial burden of medical bills, of student loans? Bro, the market would be 2 to 3 times higher than it is now. You'd have companies that are far more efficient, far more lucrative, This man for damn near 20 years or more has been talking like he was somebody, and the whole time he was a fucking shooter. You were the shooter, dude. You are being accused of being the guy that rich people call to solve their tax problems. You know better than a house nigga, because that's what the house niggas did. When Massa had a problem in the house, he called a house nigga to solve it. That's you. The whole time you were Mr. Big Shot, and you was really the house nigga. A white house nigga. That's you. That's you, Peter Schiff. These people have spent years convincing us that it's somehow against our own interest to have nice things, man. It's bullshit. That's why God is punishing you. Don't you get it? It's a karma thing. Look at all these spokespeople for hate, on the right. They all end up dying early, getting cancer, getting sick. Look at that coon who ran for president a couple years ago, ran Godfather's Pizza. What is his name? Herman Cain. Herman Cain was his name. Got caught slipping, man. All these years of cooning. Where did it get you, fuck nigga? Huh? Nowhere. Anyway, let me get to these stocks, man. We had a late day rally on no news. Very unusual and uncalled for rally, toward the end of the day. But hey, that's the market. I mean, people see value differently. And that's basically what had happened. You had a lot of people trying to position themselves for earnings toward the end of the day, and it ended up being a complete disaster. One of them that popped really aggressively and then, rammed everybody up the anus was Apple. Apple was up almost 3.7% for the day and then just crashed into earnings. They just came out and bid it up huge and now are paying for it after hours. We only saw an increase in revenue for Apple at 1%. 1%. And this is a stock that's up 116% from the March 23 lows. That's unacceptable, folks. And sure enough, the professionals in the market, the people who have the leverage and the money to make it happen, they slammed the price down and crashed the stock after hours. Huge pullback is coming tomorrow. There's nothing to run on. Look at Twitter after hours. Twitter, complete disaster in terms of their books. Complete disaster. Look at Facebook after hours. Through the whole day, you had dumb money positioning themselves for a big bounce. And, oh, yeah, we're about to rally to 3370, 3380. Some of these motherfuckers were calling 3400. Now look at you. And that's why I made it on Twitter, and I told people this is why I play iron condors. The market oversells itself, overbuys itself. It doesn't know what it wants to do. I understand my generation that is now becoming the predominant player within the marketplace. They're very indecisive, right? People between the ages of 27 to 40. That's pretty much millennials, right? I mean, about 25 to 40? Very indecisive. These people can't stick with shit. So I know how they trade. I know that I've got to keep my spreads very wide because these people love a stock one day and then they hate it the next. People are being so reckless right now, man. So shout out to guys who have taken my course. I'm teaching people how to do it the right way. I mean, I don't know how much higher you can get or how much higher you can expect a stock to go when it's up, 120%, 200%, 300%. Look at the people who are trying to go up on Shopify. I mean, how far did you think that was going to go? They got crushed today. It's a stock that has billions of dollars of market cap. How much higher did you honestly expect of that? Shout out to the guys who are long at NIO. It's getting a bit crazy. Check out the weekly chart. You had 83 RSI. Price action is going to come back to that 10 moving average on the weekly eventually. So, I mean, you can sit in on it all you want, or you can take profits and buy it cheaper. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to pull back eventually. It's going to pull back eventually. They were the best sector in the market, which was oil. Oil today was the best sector in the market. Bounced today predominantly on technical, so I wouldn't buy it here. Speaking of Shopify and TikTok coming together to allow people to buy stuff through TikTok. This is huge, folks. This is a very, very big deal if they, knock it out the park here, if they get it right. If they get it like a Facebook Marketplace. I love Facebook Marketplace. I buy a lot of shit on Facebook Marketplace. Some of the people are a bit weird, but 99% of the time, everybody I've met on Facebook Marketplace has been legit. They got to be careful here on Shopify because, the margins are getting pretty thin there. So, we'll see how that, turns out. Besides that, I did close my trade today. I had a put side of 32.60 or 32.65. I can't remember exactly. I just knew it wasn't going to hold. It was, it's not. It's about to get ran over. It's about to get ran over, and it is what it is. So, after a big sell-off yesterday, we had the bounce today, and I took advantage of the bounce and closed my trade. I had taken over $800 in credit, but only ended up, leaving with $200 minus some transaction fees. Is it a win? Technically, yes, but I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to continue to say that, I'm 11, actually 10 for 11. So, it is what it is. After my initial loss earlier in the week, this volatility has been a nightmare, man. This volatility has been a complete nightmare. If you got my trading course, I'm going out a week plus 10. So, Friday expiration of next week plus 10, at least until this volatility comes down, because, I got to keep getting paid. I can't go 3 or 4 weeks not making any money in the market. I don't care if we don't know who the president is next week. Bills got to get paid, man. And I'm with you. For those of you guys who are like, man, look, I'm going into cash. I'm not going to be trading the election. We're not going to know who's president. Woo, woo, woo. I'm there with you. My mind is right where you are at. I'd love to just go into cash and sit somewhere, but I got a lot of money that has to be making money, because cash is trash. Cash is trash. And, if you're not making money in the market, then your money is literally losing value. You guys know what that is. The Fed is printing money like crazy. All right. They're not anywhere to be seen lately, but they're still in the background doing what they can. Please believe, if the Fed wasn't in the background, we'd be talking about, 5, 6, 7% losses in a day. So far, we're only talking about 2.5%, which is bad, but it's not the end of the world. You still have people who are projecting us to hit, 2,400, 2,600 on the SPX. That's literally 25% from where we are right now. Those are huge potential pullbacks that have yet to occur in the market. And I don't think a lot of people are honestly ready for that. It's your boy Sal. Tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well.